back to Exodus 25 once again, 8-22, where God ordained me from this foundation of the earth, telling you these are the two witnesses that he's going to communicate with. He spoke above because he knew the hearts and the minds of the prophets that he set before to tell you these things. He know that they was going to cater to the ways of the kings of Judea and Israel because they didn't want them to prophesy the truth. They want to prophesy them the words of life because in the words of life they get to do anything they want to. They didn't want to prophesy the truth. So therefore God had to deliver through the seed of Abraham, deliver through the seed of his let me see, I want to make sure I get this right here. The Hebrews, which came out of the priesthood of, let me go to Exodus. I got to find this right quick because I know exactly where I want to go here, and I want to make sure this here. He would give you these here things out of Levi. Levi. Moses was the son of Levi. And even though I was born into the through the seed of Lee James Brazil, who was my father on this side, but I originated out of the seed of Levites, out of the seed of Abraham. Because the Spirit came from Abraham, and then he transcended into my father on this side, which was Lee James Brazil. But the first spirit of myself, which came from the spirit of Moses, came out of the Levites. There's nothing impossible for God to do. He does these things. Now, Exodus 25, 8-22. Let's go to this, okay? 8-25, 8-22. Excuse me. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I showed thee, of the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof. Even so shall you make it. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof, and thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, within and without. Shalt thou overlay it, and shalt make upon it a crown of gold round about. And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof, and 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it. And thou shalt make staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And thou shalt put the staves into the rings by the side of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them. The staves shall be in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it. And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I will give thee, and thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof. This would represent Jesus Christ, the mercy seat. And a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and thou shalt make 2 cherubim of gold of clean work. Shalt thou make them in the 2 ends of the mercy seat, and make one cherubim on one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall you make the cherubim of the two ends thereof. And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another towards the mercy seat. Shall the face of the cherubim be. And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark. And in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee, and there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the two cherubims, which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things, which I will give thee in commandments unto the children of Israel. This would be the law and the statutes of the law of the Moses. In other words, this law should not be departed out of the ark. The ark would symbolize the body of the 12 tribes of Israel, which they should not depart from this law. But at the end of time, reason I say concerning the prophecy of Daniel, the Antichrist, which would become the industrial infrastructure of the United States of America and the industrialized world, will come and try to take away the law of Moses and replace it with the law of democracy. This is what Daniel is about. They're replacing it, cursing God by removing the law of Moses and making these peoples of this nation democratize themselves. So if any man sit and tell you that he's a prophet of God and does not speak the truth concerning Daniel and what it's all about it's democratizing the whole world, then he's a false prophet speaking to you lies of deception, because this is what President George W. Bush did. He went over and tried to democratize, him and the CIA, democratize the law of Moses, taking away the covenant, everlasting covenant, and destroying it and replacing it with the law of man, making the law of man greater than the law of God himself, which become a blasphemy against God, spoken of in Revelation chapter 13 and Revelation chapter 17, which is the same prophecy as Daniel chapter 1 through 12. Now, it says, and there I will meet with you, thee, and I will commune with thee from the mercy seat, from between the two cherubims, which is his two witnesses, upon the ark of the testimony of all things, which I will give you in commandments unto the children of Israel. Thou shalt also make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, and make thereunto it a gold round about it. And thou shalt make unto it a border of an handbreadth round about thou. And thou shalt make a golden crown of the border thereof round about. And thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. Over against the border shall the ring be for place of the stave to bear the table. And thou shalt make, okay, I'm going to go to 31st. And thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold, of beaten work. Shall thou the candlestick be made, his shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs, and his flowers shall be of the same. And 6 branches shall come out of the side of it, 3 branches of the candlesticks out of the one side, and